Hi, my name is Casey O'Neill, and I did my Spanish project on the city of San Francisco. And so today I just wanted to give you some more interesting facts and things I learned along the way that I didn't necessarily include in my project. So one of these fun facts is actually about fortune cookies. A lot of people think that fortune cookies are Chinese, but they're actually made in San Francisco by a Japanese man in the early 1900s, and then they were just adopted by Chinatown in San Francisco. Another fun fact is that I didn't include in my project was that the San Francisco Bay has its own version of Ellis Island, which is called Angel Island, and it's where in the early 1900s many Chinese and Japanese immigrants came to try to come into America. They came through Angel Island as opposed to Ellis Island, where most of the European ancestors of people came through. Another fun fact about San Francisco is that the three escapees from Alcatraz, that are the only three known people to have actually escaped and no one knows what happened to them, there's actually supposed to be a fourth person that went with them, but he didn't carve his hole big enough to actually get out of his cell, and by the time he finished recarving it, the rest of them had already left and they were completely gone. And two of the three were brothers, and no one knows exactly if they survived or not, but there is many encounters that people had with two men fitting the description and are believed to be them. One example I can think of is outside of their family farm. I would say about a mile outside of the city where their family farm was, two men were spotted having a conversation with an old friend, a known associate of the two men before they went to jail. And there was a picture of them, but it had been so long and they had beards, no one could really tell if it had been them or not. And also, another time they were spotted was at their mom's funeral. The FBI and everyone who was after them was sure that if they were alive, they would show up, but they never came. Funny enough, however, there was two very large women who showed up, and no one really knew who they were, but when approached by the police, they actually left in a big hurry, and it's believed that it was the two men that were dressed up. More fun facts about San Francisco is that the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge were actually built around the same time, opposing to popular belief. Growing up in the Bay Area, a lot of people think that when you hear about the Bay Area, you think, oh, Golden Gate Bridge obviously came first and the Bay Bridge came second. But it was actually during the same time around the Great Depression that they were both installed and put together. Speaking of the Golden Gate Bridge, the Golden Gate, without the bridge added to it, is actually not a reference to the bridge, but it's a reference to the area that the bridge connects, because it looked like these two horns that were kind of like a gate opening up to the rest of the Bay Area. Some of my favorite facts that I learned while doing this project was that the Mission District, which to me I had always pictured it as a heavy Latino culture area of San Francisco, and pretty much if you want to really immerse yourself in the Latin culture, historically you always go to the Mission District. And it had been told to a lot of us that the Mission District was becoming more and more gentrified. So I was starting to believe that there was a lot of the culture was getting taken away, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out that it's only about a third of the Mission District has become really gentrified. So there's still a lot of the culture still alive, and hopefully the people living there will keep it alive for many years to come. And my last kind of fun fact that I learned while doing this project would probably be the fact that Lombard Street, which is known as being one of the steepest hills and streets in San Francisco, and so steep they actually had to build a curvy road to go down it. It's actually not the steepest hill. there's actually a hill that's steeper, and that's Filbert between Height and Leavenworth. It's about 13 degrees steeper than Lombard Street is, which is, I thought was really interesting. Although I didn't know a lot of information going into this project about San Francisco because I grew up right across the bay from it, I was very happy to discover like new information that I had previously not known, and just kind of find out more about the area where I grew up. And I thought it was really interesting. I hope you enjoyed learning more facts about San Francisco, and hope you have a good day.